Greetings to all of my loved ones. Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk with me, your favorite realist, of course, sexiest spiritual advisor, Empress Oracle. I hope everybody's doing well today. Happy Tuesday. So I want to have some real talk with you guys about professional victims because unfortunately, that's the thing. If people could get paid salary for being a victim instead of grasping accountability, they really would. And unfortunately, I must say, as a minority, that's what's holding a lot of minorities back. A lot of people have decided to become professional victims. And the craziest part about it is, first of all, in order to induce change in anything, any area, any aspect of life, it starts within yourself. And everything starts off as a thought. Everything is energy, and energy manifests. So everything starts off as a thought. So if somebody chooses to be a professional victim, that doesn't mean that they go and throw themselves in front of traffic. What that means is whenever a trial, a error, a problem occurs in their life, they don't want to find a solution. Instead, they would rather just say, woe is me, and have somebody else figure things out. That's what a professional victim is. And we need to stop doing that, especially in this day and age. Evolution is beating us. It's beating our ass, guys. And so many people come from different walks of life. So many people have had a rough life. So many people have had horrible, tragic, and traumatic upbringings. However, you know when God's put a purpose inside of you, inside of your soul. Me personally, I don't understand how some people can sleep at night knowing that their whole life has been full of woulda, coulda, shouldas. And instead of holding themselves accountable, they would rather play the victim. They would rather blame everything. They would rather blame the fact that, I was abused as a child. I started having kids early, X, Y, and Z. If you wanted to, you would. We need to take off that cape of victimhood. Stop wearing it like it's a superhero cape, because it's really not. And it's really making everybody look bad. Whenever I come across somebody who is of sound mind and sound body and is blessed to be alive, well, and free, and they're not walking in their purpose, they're not even being productive on a mediocre level, and every time they open their mouth, they have a reason for why they cannot do something, those are people that are ungrateful. All right? Nothing should stop you from pursuing your purpose. Nothing should stop you from soothing that fire in your soul that comes when you know that you were placed here for a reason. That is why depression is at such a high rate. That's why suicide is at such a high rate. Okay, there is mental illness that causes these things also, but a lot of these people are professional victims also. They lack accountability because, especially, and this is just my opinion, guys, don't beat me up for it, okay? I feel as though certain people who have chosen suicide as an option to opt out of working hard this lifetime, I feel as though they are selfish. A lot of things that people choose to maintain a victim mentality for, they don't just affect that person, they affect everybody around them. So people, we have to stop being selfish. We have to stop playing the victim, stop playing that role so well. That shit is played out. There's always more than one way to skin a cat, just like I said. If one door is closed for you, people, we have to understand. That means it's not for you. That means God has something better for you. A lot of times, the unfortunate circumstances and situations that we are placed in this lifetime, they're supposed to be tests of your integrity, your character, your vision, your drive. How bad do you want it? You stub your toe one time, all of a sudden, you can't do it anymore. You're a victim. That means you didn't really want it. And we're starting to see a lot of people who have played professional victims for so long in life. We're starting to see where that got them, which is nowhere. Nowhere. You cannot do two things at once in that aspect of being a victim and a victor. People, you have to pick a struggle. Either way, life is going to be hard. Life is going to have its challenges. And that's what we need to understand. Stop choosing to be a victim in situations. When a lot of things happen to me throughout my life, I talk about my stories, my numerous sexual assaults. I detail what happened in every single one. Every single sexual assault I had happened in a different way. I talk about all of them. Now, being a teen mom, I talk about that experience. Being a divorced woman, I talk about that experience. All of those are things that I see a lot of people choose to label themselves as victims, whether it's for compassion, whether it's for money, whether it's for sympathy, whether it's for people's energy. You have to make that decision not to be a victim of your circumstances, not to be a product of your environment. There's no reason in this day and age for anybody to have any excuses. As long as you have breath in your body, you should never consider yourself a victim. Victims are people who don't make it. Are you choosing that as your lifestyle? It's time for everybody to hold themselves accountable, because if you don't hold yourself accountable, instead of always making yourself a victim in every situation, eventually somebody else will. And you don't want it to be the court of law. You don't want it to be God, do you? I hope not. I hope not. If you can't face yourself in the mirror, if you can't tell yourself the truth, don't expect anybody around you to be honest with you. People will sit there and watch you crash and burn, all right? And they will sit there and they will add fuel to the fire, especially when they know that you are a professional victim. You're sitting there thinking they're playing into it, giving sympathy. No, you're looking stupid. They're watching you. You're entertainment for people. It's time to take the rose-tinted glasses off. If certain things keep happening to you, and I've had to have this come to Jesus moment many of times. Sometimes when some shit keep fucking up over and over and over, at some point you have to take a step back and ask yourself, are you the problem? And unfortunately, a lot of times people do not like to self-correct, okay? They cannot identify themselves when they are the problem in a situation. So they'd rather play the victim. They figure, hey, that's the lesser of two evils, but still no accountability is involved with that. It ain't so. That's not the way life was meant to be lived. At some point, you have to be accountable, whether you want to or not. It's time for us to take off the professional victim mentalities that we have, that y'all have. Take that off and put on a new cap. Switch your mentality like I be switching my wigs. Trust me, it helps. It's a process. It's also a process of healing. A part of healing is understanding that you are not a victim. Regardless, something unfortunate happened to you, it was a learning experience. The fact that you're alive and able to tell the story, even if you got to do it in blinks and Morse code and shit, says something. Express gratitude. Ask God to show you where you feel as though you are justified in being the victim in all aspects of life where you should be accountable. And ask, pray. Prayer changes things. It really does, guys. So just think about that real talk. I just had to come and say it. Stop being professional victims. That's just not cute. Okay? Especially when you're a grown-ass man. Stop. Anywho, short and sweet, just like me. Have a wonderful, blessed, beautiful week. Remember what I said, and when in doubt, just pray it out, guys. Also, feel free to check me out on YouTube, Empress Oracle 333. There I have my healing wisdom videos, my real talk. I have everything. My testimony on stuff, how to heal. Hey, I have something out there for everybody who is ready to start healing and ready to hold themselves accountable. It's not easy, but nothing worth having is not worth working hard for. It's time for us to start living our best lives. And I have the steps to show you how. Check me out. Have a wonderful day. I love you all.